Hey, what is up, soldiers? And Eve here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about product differentiation and how you can actually absolutely kill it against the competition on Amazon. Basically, the question to beating your competition and actually getting ranked in the first organic position or on the first page comes down to why should somebody pick your product over the competitions or over the next person's. So I'm going to talk about like 5 different things that actually takes place in somebody's decision making to pick one product over another. And also I'm going to go into some case studies that I have opened up just to explain to you guys a little bit more and kind of show you guys exactly what has been done right and what has been what has been wrong. So the first thing that I'm sure you guys have heard plenty of times before is your product listing quality. You guys have to understand, if you don't have good pictures or you have 1 or 2 pictures, you're not going to be selling. So I'll just open up the Jungle Scout to show you guys, because probably the best listing will usually be the cream rises to the top, guys. So pretty much the best listings will be towards the top, and usually the ones with the most reviews are at the top because those are the best listings and the best sellers. So this is not always the case. You guys are going to find sometimes where, you see a listing and it's #1 organic position. And you're like, how did this get here? It's either time, before the niche was competitive, or they just have an amazing listing. Remember, listing is not only pictures. Pictures are probably by far the most important thing, and you can differentiate a lot with the pictures. In this case, right, if you're seeing everyone is just putting kind of a, just a picture of gloves like this, you can do something funny or cool, something like this, right? Now, this is a little bit against terms of service because there's stuff in the background, some flames and stuff, but, usually you'll get away with stuff like this. But you see how he put it into like a finger and like, I don't know, he did something different with it. This person, made them standing up rather than the same thing just lying down like this guy right here. This guy was probably one of the first people in the niche. Another thing, right, you can see there's just cool stuff that they're doing to kind of stand out from the competition. Also, you can tell incredibly high quality pictures. You guys can't just go to your, grab your iPhone camera and just take a couple snapshots like that. You guys gotta get good professional pictures, or you won't stand a chance in many of the niches. Another thing is, right, it's not only the pictures, because the listing features, the listing title, the listing description, the back-end keywords, these are all things that you have to know how to write, and you have to get that correct, right? So if let's say if we go into something like this, you'll probably be able to read and it'll probably be pretty good and pretty nice. So you can see, multi-purpose cooking, premium heat resistant, comfortable and superior grip. So they know what their customers are looking for, and they're actually putting those things into the listing. So these are the things you have to be paying attention to when I'm talking about listing quality. By having better pictures, better listings, overall better presence and marketing, you will be able to beat the competition alone, right, most of the time. But in a niche like this, for example, where usually people are having very good listings in general, it might be a little bit harder, and you might have to do some of the other stuff on this list. So the number 2 is bundles. Now, guys, bundling, it's been around since the beginning, right? Bundling is one of the biggest ways that people differentiate their products, and sometimes it's incredible and it is a complete game changer. But sometimes, like I'm going to show you guys right now, it actually doesn't go so well. A lot of people tell you that you want to provide more value, and that's absolutely true, right? If one person is providing something at $20, and the other person is providing the same thing at $20, right? Then you're gonna have to obviously deal with like listing quality and stuff like that. But if someone has a better value, right? So either the price is cheaper, or they actually have a few of this, like a few products. Let's say there's 2 pairs of these gloves, right? 2 pairs of these gloves for the same price rather than just 1 pair of gloves. You're probably gonna pick 2 pairs, right? It's more value. Now that is when you're painting with a broad brush, that might be true, but that is not always the case. So I'll show you guys, for example, actually a situation where that isn't the case. Now, I spoke about mini heat sealers in my last video, which was about the products I almost sold. And this is something I noticed when I was actually about to start selling. I noticed that people, right, were doing these bundles where they were adding, pack of 2s, pack of 4s to actually, increase the value. Right, as you can see here, it's $12.99 and it's $12.99, and you can see they're literally the same product. There is nothing changed, there's nothing differentiating the products whatsoever, except for one thing, right? This one has a little bit more reviews and it has 0.5 stars better, and this one has a little less and has 0.5 stars less. But this one has a save 10% off coupon. So if anything, this is actually a much better value, much better value. So if you open up the Jungle Scout though, you can see that they're actually not doing even close to the same amount of sales. Now, when I was looking at this product, they were obviously making a lot more sales, but right now, where was the product? It's $12.99, $12.99, right? You can see one of them is making $2,500 and one of them is making $390, right? This is per month, obviously. So you have to understand that, like, sometimes adding too much value is gonna throw people off because they're gonna be like, how come they can sell at this price? Is the quality of the product so low that they can, maybe this guy has a higher quality product, that's why he can't afford to sell it for cheaper. But really, in reality, what this guy's doing is he's just marketing himself as the premium option, even though it's the exact same thing, and he's actually just having a higher profit margin than this guy because he's spending less on his stuff. Another thing, right? When I was looking at this niche, also there was a one pack. I don't know where he went. I think it might have been this guy, but I'm not sure. But there was a single one was selling at the same price, around $12.99, $13.99, and he was making a lot more money than these bundle packs. Now, in this case, this niche has kind of gone to, because kind of killed itself. There's no real, money to be made here anymore. But at the time, I was not going to put a bundle. I was just going to go alone with one unit because I knew that I could market myself as the premium option, even though in reality, right, the products might be the same. Now, you guys might think that's, not super ethical or whatever, but you guys, this happens to you every single day when you guys go shopping in the stores or anything like that. You guys are getting marketed to all the time, you guys are perceiving values of certain items, and this is just a perceived value of one product being better than the other or one product being more desirable. So, sometimes it's really good to do stuff like this, but sometimes it actually can cause trouble. Now, so that's one example, right? So don't add too much value in something because it will start to sketch people out at how come there's just too much value here. Something has to be wrong, right? So adding too much value is sometimes bad. You have to hit that sweet spot. So another thing, right? This is a great example actually of a bundle that worked really, really well. So, let's just open up the Jungle Scout on this one, right? So they're pretty much the same products, but this thing right here is making $1,000 a month, right? And this one over here, which is a bundle, selling at a lot more, $17, right? It's a decent amount more, is actually selling $20,000 a month. So pretty much, right? It's the same product, right? This is literally the same product. It might even be from the same seller. It's not from the same seller, but it might as well be. It's the same thing, right? This person decided, no, I'm going to add these meat claws and some, barbecue something to put stuff on your meat. So he was like, you know what? I'm going to add that into a bundle, and it worked really well for him or them, right? It showed that he can differentiate and actually make his product more desirable and actually even increase the price to make the bundle happen, because I don't think they would be able to afford to make this product for, $8 like this person. But people are people want all of this stuff together, which is why they're doing so well. Now, in this case, bundling really, really worked out great for him, and this is a great example of how you can bundle things that will, make people want to even spend sometimes more money on the bundle rather than just on the item itself. I hope that made some sense to you guys. Pretty much the gist of what I'm trying to say is that don't add too much value because people will get sketched out and start thinking that your product is not actually good quality. But if a market is very, very competitive, you will need to do some sort of bundling or differentiation, adding anything that might be useful. So for example, if you're selling, let's say, a whiteboard, right? You probably don't want to just sell a whiteboard. You probably want to bundle it with a whiteboard and a whiteboard erasable pen and a whiteboard eraser, and that way the people will be more likely to buy your option than somebody else's, because most people will need the whiteboard and a pen, right? Or a whiteboard and a pen and an eraser. So that way, that's how bundling can really, really help you stay one step ahead of the game and actually differentiate yourself from the competition. The next way some of my seller friends like to differentiate their product is with ebooks. Now, ebooks are a double-edged sword in a sense. There are a lot of products out there that are making a killing using these ebooks to actually drive sales. So let's say, for example, right, if we were doing this product right here, you could do this whole bundle plus an ebook on how to, cook the perfect steak, or how to cook the perfect ribs, or, have just a recipe book to, silicone baster plus ebooks with so so scratch that. They do already have an ebook. Okay, yeah, I don't see it because maybe they don't have a picture of it, but it does seem like, I mean, they don't have a picture of it, so one thing they should do is actually add a picture of the ebook, because then people will understand. But yeah, there you go. So they're doing like a 344 recipes ebook, right? So it's super awesome because people will want to buy this, and now they'll be able to actually cook and do all the stuff that they always dreamed of doing, right? But the thing is, right, when you send out emails, automated emails, whether it be jump send, because you probably send these things out through jump send or some sort of automation sequence, because you're not going to be sending these out on your own. What ends up happening is that some of the Amazon customers, and actually a decent amount of Amazon customers, have unsubscribed to Amazon's like emails. So whenever Amazon emails with like an order confirmation, or with let's say an email asking them whatever, right, the people have unsubscribed and they don't want to get any emails from Amazon. So when they buy a product, they don't even get your email that you send them. So let's say you offer them a free ebook and they're expecting a free ebook, but when the automation sequence sends them an email, it just comes out and says, message was undeliverable because blah 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 blah, right? The person never got it, or the person has unsubscribed or whatever. So they will never get the ebook. But the people are still expecting the ebook because you promised them an ebook. So it's kind of not even your fault that they're not getting these. But they are expecting it, and sometimes you will get negative reviews of people saying, where's my ebook? I was promised an ebook and now I didn't get an ebook. But in reality, they just had blocked Amazon's emails and you couldn't send them the ebook. So like I said, it's a double-edged sword with that one, but there are a ton of sellers making a ton of money using ebooks. And I do encourage you to take a look into it and see if that's maybe something that your product could use. The next one is a super, super important one, okay? When you see products like, the one I just showed you, so the mini heat sealer, for example, right? You see that they're overall terrible products, or like the other one I showed in that one video that I talked about, the products almost sold. There was also like the earwax extraction something spiral thing, right? And their reviews are so awful, right? The only reason this person right here has 4.5 stars is because they've probably only been in the market for a little bit. So let's open up and I'll actually show you that they probably have only been selling for a little bit. When my Keepa graph opens, we shall see how long they have been selling. So like I said, this product's only been selling for 17 days, okay? This mini heat sealer has only been selling for 17 days. So obviously the first reviews are for friends and family, and obviously they're going to be good. But already in the first 17 days, they already got a negative review. Let's see what it was. The battery piece broke as soon as it opened, okay? So, that's an example of something that you could fix, okay? So if you go through all of these people, right, all of these all these negative reviews, and you find common trends like the battery piece is breaking, or the thing isn't heating up, or whatever the case may be, right? In that case, it's a pretty simple fix. Get a better hinge for the product, and you'll get your supplier to make that for you, and you should probably get not get those bad reviews, right? Get it right, and understand what your customers want, and that way you will get better reviews, and you will not sell shit product, and your customers will be happy with your product, and that's a way to differentiate. So if you had an actually good mini heat sealer, right, that actually could keep good reviews, you would be making a lot of money, and you could charge a high premium because all these products are garbage, right? They're super cheap and they're garbage and they have terrible reviews. So if you can come in here, figure something out, something that can be fixed, take the time to actually fix it, you can make a ton of money in something like that. And believe me, guys, with all my experience in product research, I have found so many niches that people come into for the quick money and make a quick buck, and then the product goes to nothing because they're just jumping into niches where the product is terrible with bad reviews. So there are like so many niches like this where you can just come in and fix stuff. So this is just one example of one of those niches. And the last one is not a super crazy hack or some sort of secret like that. It is just simply changing either the size, the color, or the quality of the product, like I specified before, right? So you can change, let's say, for example, this was plastic, make it metal, or make it, some other material that you can potentially change it to that might make it a better product, right? So maybe, for example, this guy's selling a purple one because there was, I guess, no other purple ones like that, unless let me see, is this a purple? See, so there's no purple one like this, and he kind of differentiated like that. He's making money now. But that's something you could do also. You could come in, change the color of a product, or make the color blue or whatever it is. That's one thing. You can change the quality, and you could potentially change the sizes too. So for example, maybe these gloves are too big for some people, or maybe they're too small for some people. So again, it goes hand in hand with the last one, with the reviews and seeing what people need. And potentially, if you look in the market and people are saying they want smaller gloves, for example, and no one's really supplying them, come in there, sell orange gloves, sell small gloves or smaller gloves, and people will want to buy your product. That's pretty much the gist of differentiation. There are a few more things you can do, but these are the biggest things that will, these are the 20% of the things that will give you the 80% of the results, right? That's what everyone is always looking for. I don't want to give you the tiny stuff that's really not going to make a huge difference. These are the big, massive things that are going to change your Amazon product and your Amazon listing to actually be able to compete with the big boys and with the people with the tons of reviews. So really quickly to break down again what the 5 steps were to differentiation, or the 5 keys to differentiation. I had product listing quality. So make your product the best, make your product listing the best, nicest pictures, nicest titles, nicest everything, right? That's one thing. Bundles, you're gonna want to bundle your product if you can. Don't go too much value. Most people tell you there's no such thing as too much value, but there is such thing as too much value, especially in Amazon products. People want to believe that your product is still good quality and is worth a decent amount of money. Again, the next one is ebooks. Double-edged sword there. We spoke about that. Fix the product, so get better reviews. That's another way. And the size, quality, and color. So those are the 5 ways to differentiate your product. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, leave a like on the video. Comment down below if you have used any of these methods before, or if these are new methods to you. Which ones you liked and which ones you will be implementing into your Amazon products. Either the ones that you already have or the ones that you are going to launch, and how you're planning to integrate them. And remember to like, but subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you guys can see when I post videos. I'm trying to post a lot more videos nowadays. I think we're actually going to have a live stream soon, so stick around for that. Leave a comment also down below of some sort of time that would work, during the week preferably. Give me a weekday and a time, and I will look at what works best for everyone, so we can kind of plan a live stream. We'll have a Q&A, or we'll have some sort of topic, and we'll go over, maybe we'll do some product research and stuff like that. Really, haven't done it in a really long time, but I love talking to you guys. So remember, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You will see exactly when I go live. If you do, if you want to catch that live stream, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys next time.